Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today we are gonna continue mounting solar panels to power my data center here. The reason that I am trying to power my data center is that I've been consolidating my equipment very much. So right now I'm only running, where is my finger there, this server, the awesome Lenovo X3650 Model 4, just that one server. And then I have two switches behind it. I could really just do with one, but right now there is two. And then there is the NAS box up here, and there is the fan that blows hot air into the house. I could turn that off as well because the M4 up here is not producing that much warm air to blow into the house. Everything is being powered through this HP UPS down here, and if we look over here, it's not doing much. There is just one bar here, it's ever so slightly lighting up. Here is a better view of that. We can see that AC power is good, and we are only using 25%, probably less than 25%. I have connected to the UPS with a serial connection, and I'm using just under 400 watts at the moment. Right now I'm not using solar power to power the data center. I'm just on regular grid. Can kind of see this on the automatic transfer switch here. Number one up here is battery power, and there is no light, there is no power coming in number one here. Number two is grid power, and there is power coming in there, and it's green. Up here it's set to number one. That's the preferred power source. So if I go down and turn on power from the batteries, it will automatically switch to being powered from here and power the UPSs over here instead of this terminal. That will be all automatically. If the battery power then disappears, it will go back to grid power here. So that's why this is kind of awesome. So down in the basement here, this is the power setup so far. We have the two, this one is connected, battery charger from the one string of solar panels up there right now. Actually the power comes in from the solar panel, goes down into this switch, and then power goes up to the charge controller. That's how it is. And then the power goes out of the charge controller through all of these fuse box automatic fuses, and they go over to the battery banks. Over here is 3 banks, and over here is 3 banks, 48 volts, all of it. And then I have the option of turning on the inverter, and the inverter is an old APC UPS that I have mounted here, and yeah, I have had a lot of suggestions on getting an inverter instead, and I am slowly but surely thinking that might be the way to go. But we could just turn it on. There, it's on. And the fan went on up here. I don't think that might just be a coincidence. Let's see the wattage coming in. Solar panel is good. We have 520 some watt coming in. That's awesome. I've never seen that big a number before. But the UPS is running, and we don't want it beeping. The problem with this one is that it doesn't like the IT equipment out there. If I power the IT equipment in the data center, it starts making a lot of noises. I have a cord going out here to a lamp up there, and that is fine. It's not making much noises. I'll just shut up for a little bit so you can hear it. This is the noise that it's doing right now, and it's only producing like it's a 10 watt LED. It's nothing, right? I also have connected this dirty old vacuum cleaner, and that uses way more power. That uses 1,000 watts. We could just test that, but that's gonna be noisy. So let's put the vacuum cleaner a little bit away. here. Is that? Yeah, that's far enough. Let's turn it on. Except for the UPS thinking that the battery bank is bad, which it is definitely not. The batteries are just fine up here. Batteries are at 53 volts, 0.9, so they're great. And it's using way more power here, but it's not making a lot of noise. It's all fine. And that's 1,000 watts of power going to the vacuum cleaner, so that's all fine. Let's turn that off again. Okay, I turned off the vacuum cleaner. It's still a whiny little bitch about the battery bank and probably the battery voltage, but as soon as I turn on the power out to the data center, it's gonna see that in just a second when the automatic transfer switch out there kicks in. You can hear this vibrating. It does not like that much. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the light flickering. It does not like that at all. As soon as I turn this off, it's all good again, except the beeping. So, well, I think I need an inverter instead. It's a bit sad because this was kind of what started all of this. Shut up. This was kind of what started all of this. That I wanted a UPS to act as an inverter to power the house. But I think I have to leave that idea and go for a normal sine wave inverter. And up here in the data center we have another little whiny bitch. That's the automatic transfer switch. It likes this A power so much that it's complaining when that disappears, so we have to get rid of that again. So yeah, cool. Okay, to put up the next string of solar panels, I need to make a cable for the minus side. And that's a long cable, and I forgot to go buy some solar cable, so I'm gonna cheap out again, and I'm gonna use some regular appliance cable. This lamp, if I plug this lamp in, it will take the earth fault device in the we call it an HFI relay, earthing correction error, such a thingy. So this is just junk, so I'm just gonna steal a piece of this probably okay cable, but I'm also gonna steal this light bulb because these light bulbs has been well, we're not allowed to use those in the EU anymore. They consume too much power, so they have banned them, and you can't buy them anymore. It's legal to use them, you just can't buy new ones. So I have a stack of them hidden away. So they're really good for example, video purposes, because they have, of course, a very good light. Goes into the secret stash of light bulbs that the government doesn't know about. So I'm just gonna cut the cable here, and I'm gonna throw this lamp out because I don't want to mess with it. It has caused me way too much problem already. So I am combining these two strings of wire into one solar wire. I should get some real solar cable, but I kind of used all the money on the panel, so I'm gonna cheap out and make this a ninja hack solution. Just use some stuff that I have laying around, and then we'll have to improve it at some other time. And I have ordered some more of these plugs, so I will be able to just make some new ones. And And I did remember to put this cover thing down there, so that will be really stupid if I forget that. There. Have to wait a little bit for this to cool down, but you can also use a crimp tool. I don't have that. Well, I actually do have a crimp tool. I just don't like it very much. So I know that soldering, that works very well. And I would be able to heat this up and take it off again, so it's kind of reusable. So for this connector, it's the one with a big hole in it that goes in here, and there is like, you can only put this in once, and then it's just stuck there. So I kind of hope that I've done this right, because I have ordered new connections. I just said that, but they are coming in from China, and that can take a long time. I actually ordered the charge controller for the robot lawnmower, and that came in this week, and I ordered that last weekend. So let's pop that in, and that's all good. You can kind of see it down there, maybe, if the light's right. Get some light. Yeah, then you can see it down there, so that's okay. I'll just make sure with a screwdriver that it's all the way in. No, it wasn't all. Oh, that's better. Way better. And the leads are not as long, so don't have to worry about short-circuiting them. They're both gonna be the same polarity. So we can put this together now. There we are. I'm sure that's great. So let's go mount some solar panels. So going up. Here are last week's work, and here is this week's work gonna be sitting. So I think the cable is gonna go down in the middle of this somewhere. That's where the middle of that one went. So okay. Okay, the next 3 panels is up here. Tripod for the camera is in the way, and there's not a lot of space to work up here, so it's gonna be a little bit hard and difficult to film. I'm gonna do whatever I can, so bear with me. Okay, I'm only gonna be able to mount them with 2 screws. That's less than the other ones. I think that's gonna be fine. Okay. There is not a lot of cable to work with here, as someone also pointed out in the comments of the last video. Very short cables, so get rid of that. I'll put that there and connect those two as good as I can. Let's see if we can make it a little bit easier. 2 hands would really be nice here. I think I need to keep the panel up with my head. Use your head, Martin. I will. That's using your head. Oops. Okay. And then I just have to get out of here. Okay. I didn't think about that. So now we just have to put in a couple of screws here. There is only 2 wooden things to put in screws, so less work, but they're not gonna sit as good as the other ones. I cheated and I made some of these black ones last weekend, so they are good and dry this time. I forgot to paint the screws though, so they're gonna be this very rustic color, and well, that's just how cheap I am. Okay, next two panels are dismounted. Unfortunately, my roof is not entirely square, so they don't line up very well. There's almost a centimeter here. That sucks. But well, for the power production it doesn't matter, but for the looks it does. So crap. Okay, it's a bit windy right now. They are here. I'm not proud of it because they're not very straight. Out here in the corners you can kind of see that they don't line up very well, and to fix that I would have to have all of this roll come up probably a centimeter, and I'm just too lazy to do that. So yeah, they're gonna be sitting where they're sitting, and I'm gonna just have to learn to be happy with that and look at the power meter, and not from this side. Well, I don't actually live over here, so I don't have to watch it. So yeah, I'm sure my neighbor will point this out to me. Okay, it doesn't have to be that negative, all of it. So let's have a look at the positive side here. That was a really bad joke, I know. If you thought it was a really bad joke, be sure to hit the like button right now. That eliminates all bad jokes. I don't know if you knew that, but oh, it does. So I'm just gonna make this. And this is the rest of the cable. I have cut it to length, so that the negative side is the right length and stuff. And for this one, it's the pin without a hole in it, so I'm gonna find that. Fill it up with solder. Check if I'm in view. Make the cables nice. Cool, ready to go. Okay, I'm kind of ready to connect this in. I'm just going to be using the same fuse for the two panels right now. I'm gonna get new fuses. I have ordered new DC fuses, but before I plug this in, I want to be sure that there's power on these solar panels. And these solar connectors which connect the solar panels are so irritating to take apart again, so I'm just going to be using some crocodile leads. I'm just going to measure that there is a good voltage, and then I'm gonna connect the plugs. Something like this. I don't want to plug it in yet because I want to be able to unplug it when I have to connect this. Okay, the worst camera angle ever, but you can kind of see the multimeter there, and when I plug in the minus to the old, and I have the lead here with the plus of the solar panels, get that into view, we see about 100 volts. So 100 volts DC. Good power. I can disconnect and connect everything. Okay, I am ready to connect the solar panels again. I should clean up out here. That's disgusting. Okay, on. There. And this is what it looks like now. Somebody pointed out that I should get a windmill. Yep. I should get a house where there's wind too. So in the basement we should see a lot more voltage coming in, but
as the batteries are pretty much topped off, it's not a lot that is coming in, and it's pretty clouded outside, so so probably this is what we are getting. 160 watts, which is not bad for a clouded day. I did see 520 watts earlier. We could just turn this on. That should use a little bit of power, and maybe we can get more power in that way. If it's just going to be topping off the batteries, well, it doesn't need much power for that. And what do we do with the power that it creates but is not able to push anywhere? Well, it just doesn't make the power. That's how that works. Let's see. It's really irritating that this... Oh, yeah. Okay, 150 watts. It is not that much right now. Yeah, this is what it looks like. It does not make much power right now. I did try to run the data center, so that is complaining in here. So let's go turn off the whiner again. Thank you. So this is about where I'm gonna be ending this video. Did you remember to give it that like? Please do that. I have 2 panels more over here. They have to they need a couple of bodies, or actually I need 4 panels more. I have calculated that I can fit 6 panels more on the roof. I can do another roll, and I can do a roll on the end of those. But yeah, I've kind of used the money that I've set aside to this, so I'll be waiting probably a month or so. So, well, thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see if the data center ever becomes solar powered. Have a nice day. Bye bye.